this happened. Welcome, everybody, to the Slab Lounge, hosted by the three Kwamis, Doug Mad Hen, Kevin Bradley, and Robert Haywood. Yes, we are showing the Tenkaichi 4 fan game because, of course, as the video is titled, or the title of this podcast, it is tribute to Akira Toriyama. Man, that titan. It cannot be overstated just how much Dragon Ball has influenced. I would argue that if Dragon Ball never existed, we wouldn't have stuff like Naruto, like One Piece, or that would have probably been like G Gundam. But then again, that probably would have been for the better because G Gundam was god awful. But like, it cannot be overstated. We wouldn't have Yu Yu Hakusho before it went to hell with that stupid Dark tournament, ironically, despite the fact that they were literally in hell during that tournament arc. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is Akira Toriyama. Toriyama-san. Dragon Ball was the shit. It still is the shit. How? How can this is fuck.
Yeah, like you said, Doug. Like, yeah, he was the influence for the big three: One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. They all came out later. It was also like when people were saying like people who changed the world and whatever. Like, yeah, he didn't reinvent anime or whatever. There was other anime series, animations out, but you could make an argument that he was a big exporter to Western civilizations with like the culture. The irony is that he based it off of the journey to the West, and that's kind of what happened with his influence.
Agreed, but like the thing is, you like had it. I would argue that without Dragon Ball Z, like there would be no anime crowd here in the States because Dragon Ball really pushed it. I mean, anime
Well, it
was
pushed it.
in the.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have. No, there still have been there, but it would have been like just
No,
how.
'cause I'm like, unlike us, Saint Seiya still is actually very popular. Not as much in the Americas.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as mainstream. It would just still be like how comic books back in the day, when people collected. You got the small sect of people who know,
Yeah,
and then that'll
kind
be
of
it.
like how JoJo was for the longest time. Like,
Yeah.
it was out, it existed. It wasn't until like Stardust Crusaders everybody was like, oh, JoJo's good. And it's like, but it had been there the whole damn time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say, like, it was just the influence on the culture and everything. It's just like I was thinking about today, just how there was at some point when everyone saw Star Wars when they're young or whatever. At one point, you looked at the remote across the room, you reached your hand out, and you tried to use force powers. I think there was always some time where you got angry and you just started screaming, thinking, "I'm going Super Saiyan" at some point in your life.
Yeah,
Like, this
exactly.
is the time, if it was ever going to happen.
Who didn't want to do the fucking Kamehameha? Who didn't want to? Who didn't try that? Who the fuck
Right?
didn't try that? Oh my goodness! But like, and then like there was that rivalry that had it not been for Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon would have shown up, and then that weird rivalry between Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball even happened. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Dragon Ball was the shit. Akira still is much better than Dragon Ball. Anything Studio Ghibli related, well, no, I take that back. Most Studio Ghibli films better than everything Dragon Ball ever fucking did because the characters in Dragon Ball, yeah, I mean, they're compelling. They go through character development. I like some of the I like what Vegeta did during the Universe tournament, but at the end of the day, is Vegeta like as good a character as like say Sen from Spirited Away? No. Is it?
Well, I think that's why people liked it, like, because it was like it's simple. Like, it's simple characters. You can get the reason for doing stuff pretty easy. It wasn't like super subtle mastermind kind of shit. It's like, no, we're all here fighting, and then let's keep fighting, and a new powerful person comes, and we got to fight them too.
Yeah.
Like
I do not know what the fuck happened with. Why did Dragon Ball? But like one thing there are a couple things that I'm like worried about now with Toriyama-san passing away. Toei Animation's gonna do whatever the fuck they want with Dragon Ball. And we're just gonna have to sit back and take it because
Well, not necessarily. If because this is how he died and stuff on there. Like he was probably aware he might have put something in his estate and gave control to someone else.
not the
And then you got stuff. But then stuff gets dragged out to lawyers and shit like that. Doesn't mean Toei won't try to pull some shit.
well.
Yeah, but mangaka aren't the same way that we treat like our actual artists here. A lot of their contracts don't have that to fully retain their rights and things. It's the companies. So the moment that they branch off from a company, they basically have to start from fresh. A lot of times they pick up a whole nother pen name.
I mean, look at
So that's why, like, it's mainly in debate of how his contract was in general. Like, his estate would still get the money, but in terms of the property that would be there, they may not have say. They might get money from the revenue, but they may not have the control to be like, oh, don't air that episode because he put that in the will to not do it. The company could probably still be like, yeah, we could do it because it's in the contract. But if they were to be like, we're not going to give you the money we made from doing that, no. They would be bound to that if it was in there and it was set up for that. His revenues would still go to the family, probably with the estate. But what they do with Dragon Ball or anything created, specifically in that contract, it depends. And it's notorious that, like, they shortchange mangakas.
It's not just that. It's not just that. I mean, we're already seeing it. Dragon Ball Superhero or whatever the fuck that anime is it's still going.
Yeah, the superheroes.
I mean,
it was a dumb plot too. Like Trunks is on a prison planet. What?
You don't know. They're just trying to see what worked with all these other different things and be like, now let's just try and be Dragon Ball with it. Which is really what it feels like lately. It's just like, okay, they saw this theme from this other one and saw people liked it. So now they're just going to do it in Dragon Ball form.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do that, I mean, there's so much material if they go back. Like, okay, so like the movies, like the Garlic Jr. saga, World's Strongest and stuff on there. Some of those guys, they were defeated, but not really killed, or they were sealed and everything. They could always revisit it, kind of how Frieza keeps coming back, like is stronger, like, and at least that one. I had
a debate with a friend too recently. Like Garlic Jr.'s not locked out of that. Like they could elude him, but his ass can't come back. They destroyed the Makio Star. That was the thing that was creating the whole dead zone that they didn't talk about in the first movie, which was why it was there. But when he came back again, he blatantly was like, yes, I could do this because the Makio Star is here. And then when that arc's over, the Makio Star is destroyed. So
okay, but then they can get
that dead zone again.
Well, someone can get the Dragon Balls and wish for the Makio Star back, like a dumb wish, like
wishing for that star.
I don't know.
Nobody liked Garlic Jr. Pilaf didn't even hang out with Garlic Jr. and they're comparable. Like nobody wants that bitch back. Plus, there are only so many spices in the world. Every henchman was a spice. He's gonna run out of henchmen. He's gonna be fucked.
Well, they can have turmeric and ginger. Well, ginger was there.
Ginger was there. Yeah. Ginger's been used. Pepper's been used.
So then you gotta get to the spicy peppers.
Use if he comes back. So when they
you gotta be like a Columbia chili. Come over here. Horrible chili. The chili squad.
Nah, can't even do that. Because you gotta think fusion's unlocked now. So he's gonna start fusing seasonings. So you can't bring it back. You can't have rosemary, garlic, and then later come back and try and be like, oh yeah, garlic's intimidating.
It's like, here we got dill and fennel fuse. Dill fennel.
Like no.
Oh, man. And
no one's gonna need that.
What really grinds my gears about, like, after I heard the news, right, I was just all like, I think I'm going to watch the Tournament of Power. And for number one, Captain's right, there is more screaming in Super. But, two, I was watching. I was like, okay, so what's the newest arc? Because I haven't not heard anything after like the whole Frieza Black thing or whatever. And then I accidentally stumbled across like the timeline of Dragon Ball. So I'm just all like, okay, I'll watch it because like I want to hear. I'm just happy that GT is no longer a thing. Because like Toriyama-san even said like if he ever worked on Dragon Ball again, he said GT would never have happened. He gave it nods, but not anymore. Like now GT is not only is GT canon, it Super takes place before GT. So what we're effectively watching is the prequel to GT, and I'm just all like,
Yeah.
at this point, why am I watching GT? Why am I watching Super? Like, why am I gonna bother watching Super? Because I already know what's gonna happen in the end. The evil Dragon Ball, the Shadow Dragon shows up, then splits up. Dragon goes away, and Goku's not there anymore. And I'm just all like,
But
Well, no,
But
he
then
he
at the
becomes
same
one
time,
with
you
the
have to
dragon.
take into consideration what we do know now. Because think about it. If this is the prequel to this, and then we do go through that, Goku's going to lose power. Goku's going to eventually come back to being as a little kid, blah, blah, blah. But we have Super Saiyan God under here now. We have gods
Yep.
of destruction involved regularly.
Yeah.
We have
You got
angels.
Ultra
The
Instinct. You got
Galaxy Police
Ultra
actually
Ego.
do shit now.
I swear
Right,
to God,
and
they
because
better
because
like
because if you go back to GT, the thing is like they never explained that there's parallel universes.
Mhm.
So like okay, so like Jiren's gone. What happened to Zeno? Is Whis
Additionally,
still
now,
around? Like
the Baby Saga would make more sense popping up because you've been branching out in the universe so far, being like, oh yeah, whatever did happen over there, and you suddenly bring up Baby would make sense now after Super, as opposed to before where you're just like, bam, we're bringing it back. Yeah, you remember the Saiyan planet? Yeah. Also, we got a golden monkey, and now we got Super Saiyan 4. Like all that shit, and also. This is while Goku's a kid. Like, all that shit happened. But now if it happened, it would be like, okay, Goku was at max power. He got reduced to a kid. The universe obviously is going to notice this. So it would make more sense for everything to go to chaos.
I
People
think
have
yeah,
reason to
GT.
go snatch the Dragon Balls just to spite Goku now.
they better fucking if it does continue on, they better fucking remake GT to make it good, or at least make it.
That's what I'm saying.
They
Like,
should redo
this
it.
is probably what this is leading up to, is them kind of cleaning the slate on that, because it's always been sitting over in the corner. And not everybody hates everything in GT. It's just the things we like are locked in GT. So
Yeah,
so
like yeah, you can say
the
Super
means of
Saiyan
them trying
4.
to like escape it out, because Super Saiyan 4 is probably still going to reappear. But
Dude,
there's just
Super
going to be
Saiyan
a
4 was
weird
cool.
convoluted justification of why you can't use God Key or something.
Yeah,
I mean, Super Saiyan 4 was cool. Bebe Control Vegeta was cool. I think most people, it got off on the wrong start. That the first episode, the main guy everyone loves gets turned into a child by Emperor Pilaf, some nobody from Dragon Ball, who's like, oh, I could have beat you with a child. Instead of making a wish that Gas made and being the strongest person, I'm just going to turn it into a child. Like,
Even with that, even if you take it at that value, and then Pilaf is no longer relevant.
Yeah.
It would be different if you follow the story of like he did that, and then Pilaf was being relevant because he was actually being a villain. No, that shit happens, and then Pilaf fucks off.
yeah.
It was like, why did this even need to happen if you weren't even going to have Pilaf be important? Why didn't you have an important character do it? Why didn't you have Frieza just randomly pop up? Because technically Frieza's immortal. He doesn't really age. They kind of acknowledge it. Like, he grew up to a state, and then after that, it's questionable about the aging, because there aren't a lot of Friezas running around to really...
Yeah, to compare it to, like,
We
you
don't
have
really know
Cooler
how
and King
old
Cole.
Cole was. He's
Mhm.
dead. No one wants him back. But we don't actually know how old he is. And even when we go back into the whole Bardock thing, we don't know how old that little ancestor was then. So it's like...
And it's not just
Well,
that,
you know,
like,
Frieza's
not
been a
just that-
while.
it's not just that. Hold on, I gotta give a quick shout out to All right, for those who are wondering, what you're watching right now is a fan-made Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4. Yes, there is an actual new Budokai in development now, but if you want to like just scratch your Budokai Tenkaichi itch, there you go. But like the other thing that I wanted to mention is, okay, so if this whole time if this is what we're settling with in terms of like, okay, it's Super then GT, then because I know Raditz, Bardock, and Goku's mom come back.
Right.
So they're here now. How do they
Assumedly.
fit in? And like, apparently,
I
like,
figure they'd be just somewhere off on Earth doing their thing. Raditz probably interfering every so often. The mom hanging with Chi-Chi or something, learning about human life.
oh god,
I mean, because if you think about it, it's not like Ox King's doing shit.
The thing is, Ox King was so weird. It's like when Dragon Ball was like,
He
oh,
was
we had all
hanging
these.
around like he was fucking relevant for a long point. I didn't know if he was about to be like, is Ox King getting a power up? What's going on?
well,
I mean, if I was the Ox King, I'd be mad at Roshi. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you can't be here being possibly in a tournament of power when I'm here, like, not doing anything and doing it over my daughter. Like, bro.
what is it? No. The only characters that needed the power up got the power up, and that was Piccolo during the superhero Cell Max nonsense. Yes, there's Beast Gohan, and apparently I think they're going to set up a Gohan fight with Black Frieza, which no, but like
well, I mean, they kind of have to now because they made him fight Goku. So
yeah. But what is important?
The only scale is whatever Goku would possibly be outscaled by. And it's no longer Jiren or anything else, so you got to go to Black Frieza.
Well, you could also go back. Let's bring back fan favorite Vegito or Gogeta.
Nah,
And then,
can't, because Vegeta hates being fused. It takes dire circumstances, or he's literally going to refuse. And even if it's just being like, I got to prove I'm the best, he's still going to be like, nah.
yeah, well, until you got your ass kicked by Black Frieza. Like,
No,
what are we doing here?
because you remember, even in the Boo Saga, bitch was going to die. He's about to die multiple times. He's still like, nah, death looks good.
Oh, yeah. No,
so
during the
bad.
Boo Saga, he's like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of you, Kakarot, because I got this. Wait, I don't got this.
Yeah,
Well,
it was that's there, and I think it's more the embarrassment to his pride to be like, well, fuck. And I can't try again if I don't have Kakarot, so I kind of got it. But outside of that, no. I will give Super its credit in the fact of the one moment where technically Vegeta would have been our savior, if not, fuckery. But in normal terms, no matter how Vegeta is good, I would not bank everything on Vegeta. Because at any given moment, that cockiness is going to fuck you over. Even if they're dead, if he has killed his opponent, his cockiness will still fuck him over because he didn't listen to what the opponent said before he died, and then it still fucks him over.
well, the proof is in that he still uses Gallic Gun, even though Kamehameha is a better attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get that. You're just being difficult. You're just being like, I ain't finna go do that bullshit. And two, technically, it's Roshi's technique, so he needs Roshi approval. You can't just steal like that. You can't just be stealing that shit and just be in front of Roshi. That shit's not. We done seen he can steal whoever the fuck he wants. You gonna just steal Roshi technique like that?
That is
Like,
so
but,
true.
but outside of that, I think he just likes doing that hand formation because Final Flash, everything always boils down to I'm gonna make that motion.
Yes.
That even when he's doing rapid fire Kai beams, he still eventually ends up in that position specifically.
I mean, well, it's funny that, Future Trunks, when she came back, he's kind of doing the same thing when he does his burning attack against, King Colt.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Future Trunks. Look, Future Trunks can get things done. And like it or not, Vegeta
Which
does.
future Trunks?
Well, he got things done because Vegeta wasn't there. He was raised by Gohan.
Because they aren't the same future Trunks.
Oh, right, that's true.
Oh, you mean for GT and all this stuff?
That's why I'm like, that's the one flaw to Dragon Ball is the timeline got fucked over, and technically this is what Beerus and them warned about. But yeah, anytime Trunks shows up, you have to have a brief moment to be like, which Trunks is this?
Which truck is showing up? I mean,
no one else is jumping through the timeline like that. But every time you turn around, even the premises of games, if any games are taken as canon, Trunks is still in other timelines.
Yeah, okay. And you know the funny thing is circling back to GT, that Trunks is the worst Trunks.
Well,
yeah,
like that one, he like gave up.
Trunks, but that was clearly the Trunks that hung out with Goten like in the beginning, and then just never actually grew up. Like Goten grew up and just stayed kind of kid-like.
Well, Goten grew up, but Goten went the route of Yamcha, like wearing purple pants, like I'm out here dating, not doing shit.
No, I like that version of Goten, actually. That's the sad thing.
Well, no,
because I'm like, that's a good Goten. Okay.
But but ironically, that's the Goten that it seems like Chi-Chi didn't care about pushing forward. Like, I guess he realized Goten is really Goku's son, like how stupid he is.
Well, and at that point, she had Gohan doing everything You can't force Goten to study more than Gohan is currently studying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was no way. She can't max that out. So the only other thing is, do you want to do martial arts? Like, I covered the studying section. That's good. Your brother's got that market. There we go.
We got the thing, because he became like a university professor, right? I think like a GT.
Gohan's a university professor.
So that's why I said, like, he hit the peak, aside from being like a Japanese scholar. That's the only way he could possibly achieve higher, and he's still too young to hit that bracket. So
what's weird
is he can't push that more.
Goten has the personality to be a politician or a diet member they have in Japan.
Even in that, he's not old enough. Most diet members are not going to be that young, and they're immediately going to judge you for not having enough experience. And Beast Gohan mode is not going to solve debate.
I don't know. Vegeta will give it a try.
Vegeta failed at that too. He tried that debate on Beerus. How well did that work? He was sitting there dancing in front of him.
Well, for the record, I mean, like, because with respect to Chi-Chi maxing out Gohan's learning abilities and then maxing out and then taking Goten to martial arts school, like, I'll talk about this mainly because, you know, it's never gonna happen. At least I don't think it'll happen. I'll talk about the Dragon Ball parody that we were writing up before we shoved it away, in favor of pushing our original stuff, because like Chi-Chi was actually asked why Gohan went the learning route and Goten went the martial arts route, and Chi-Chi's all like, well, I know a mother knows her children. When I was pregnant with Gohan, it cuts to like Chi-Chi getting an ultrasound, and Goku's with her, and doctor's all like, okay, I'm running the ultrasound, and Goku's like, I don't hear anything. Goku, wait. So she sees like Gohan, but like he's reading a book, and she's like, how did that book get in there? Why are you asking me? I was gonna ask you that. Cuts back to her like talking about like, and then when I was pregnant with Goten, she's at Master Roshi. Cuts to her being at Master Roshi, and Ulov's all like, "Oh, look at that motherly glow. Oh yeah, I like. Oh, I think I'm gonna have another boy. Oh, I want to feel him kick." So he puts his stomach, his face next to her stomach, and Goten kicks. But like the thing is, he kicks him so hard he just goes flying into the at the other side of the building. Oh my goodness, God.
Well, see, I would think it's more so that when she had Goten, Goku was dead. and he probably doesn't look like Goku. And then he was like, "Oh, I remember running around him being stupid," and this wanted nostalgia.
I mean,
But
that's probably right because it was more Goku was dead, so Goten being like his dad would be like, "Oh, it's like having Goku back."
Oh,
right,
goodness.
At the same time, like I said, Gohan already existed. You can't max out study more than you've been maxing out study.
my thing though is like, is Goku a bad dad?
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yes.
No
Because,
one
like,
in all of anything doubts that.
Dude,
Well, 'cause,
Robert,
like-
there's a meme that was just all like, raising my kid, let Piccolo do it. That's literally a meme.
Yes, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
Goku-
just
Goku's
now
like-
hitting in super manga area. We're just now hitting where like Goku is acknowledging like, hey, my son has grown up. Like we are just now hitting that in his head.
right? Well, because like, okay, so Goku's like, no, I had Gohan for a bit. First time I showed him off, I had the World Martial Arts Tournament. Then again, my brother's coming and killing my ass. Now I got a green alien taking care of my kid, and he has him in the wilderness, training him for a future attack for more people of your kind. Like, and it was just okay with this.
They're lucky 100% that they live all out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Chi-Chi had learned what child support was, I can only imagine.
Well, I mean, Chi-Chi, the thing is, like, the Oz King was rich, but I'm also like, if you're friends with Bulma, like, why the fuck am I raising a farm? Like, give me some of that Castle Corp subsidies, bitch. Like, we saved the world.
You could have dated Bulma if you wanted that. You had prime time.
Right time.
Yeah, the first meeting, he's already touched her panties. Later, he's legal. He had prime time.
Oh, no, because she fell for the wiles of Yamcha before she realized how a loser he was.
Well, that's her fault.
That's her fault.
She made her choices.
If she was smart,
Look,
she should have went with Tien.
You have grown up going on adventures with a boy who had a primal tail and can literally beat down weird, almost supernatural creatures and androids. And you decided to date the desert bandit.
With an annoying cat.
Like that was her choice. I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for Yamcha when Vegeta took it. He knew he
Right.
was winning. That was winning.
You know what? That made more sense. It made more sense she went with Vegeta. Looking at her track record, like
He was not settling for a mortgage. He was paying for apartment space. That's all that was.
Wow, what the fuck? Okay, I gotta ask. Who do you think in Dragon Ball has the best waifu?
that's the best wife.
Yeah, I mean, now, as much as I
But
want to count...
there's only 3 married couples, right? It's Android 18, Chi-Chi, and Bulma.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
Videl
there's still...
and Videl.
There's that too, but like, there's still some fan speculation saying Piccolo and Pan's teacher are a couple. She's that one black chick with the huge afro.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's racist.
But,
Like, no, like, not like the suspicion, but why Piccolo has to be with the only other kind of huge afro chick? Like,
Because we all know Piccolo's black. Why are you playing?
well, we know he's black.
Do you not see Guru?
Well, we know he's black. But if we're going off that premise, we know he's.
No, that is Piccolo is black. The skin is green, but that's because he is not on our planet.
But that's fine. But then how come he wasn't smashing Chi-Chi when Goku was dead and he's out here raising a kid? I mean, like, I'm not getting paid. I gotta get paid.
What do you need help for? What does he need the extra marriage part if he's already taking care of the kid?
What the fuck, Captain?
I'm just saying, if he was going to go and smash with Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi is going to ask him for the things that Goku wasn't providing. If he's already taking care of the kid, and Chi-Chi hasn't said shit about that, why the fuck would he go fuck with her?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Why would you want to give extra than you're already giving?
That's true.
So,
because he can get another junior.
Lockdown, I could see that, but at the same time, if that was the case, launch.
But then he could get him a junior the third.
I mean, but canonically, he doesn't need anyone for that.
That's true.
He could do that by himself and just be like, "Bam, I got a baby. Go play with Gohan." Like he could have did that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's theories that
awkward episode of just I need to train Gohan, but I'm too powerful. Made a child. Like
well there's theories that he might have been gay. He's out fusing with Neil and Kami.
I mean,
lots of dudes.
I wouldn't count that because you're fusing, so you're sharing the same body. So that's more like adding guys to the threesome, but it doesn't change who the person is in the middle.
So if he was smashing Chi-Chi, it'll just be a one-man train.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nail and Kami getting everything.
Oh yeah, the other couple that's apparently like happening is Beerus and that one green chick that was hanging around Broly. I forgot her name.
That chick.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name either, but I do remember her.
I just want to know, why the fuck does she have such huge knockers? I mean, her tits are massive. Like, that was really un-Dragon Ball like, because like with Chi-Chi, with Chi-Chi, Lapis and Bulma, you know, their chests are relatively proportioned. I mean, they're realistic. But then you go to that. But then you got even Piccolo's supposed squeeze is very proportionate. And then you go to her with the big ass tits. Them are some titties.
But you also just explained the reason why. All those people that you listed are on Earth. That is Earth gravity, sir.
Right.
Wait, hold on.
You are judging titties that have been grown or augmented for AT's purposes. I don't know what happens in the tit area, but that's basically that all happened in Earth gravity. You don't know where those other tits have been.
Right.
They've been free flowing most of their life with 0G. They have no reason to have restraint or be pulled down.
Someone could have gathered the Dragon Balls and wished for bigger titties.
I mean, that's a bit extra. That's a bit much.
I'm rewinding. Look, right here, the Universe 6 Saiyans, and then you got to turn them into power with the love dimension.
But see, to be fair, look at that. She went Super Saiyan and got more tits.
Right.
The level of Super Saiyan increases tits. So even then, that clearly proves alien tits go by different logic. You can't base Earth tits on alien tits.
I got kicked. Because, okay, people, for the record, let me go.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. As I warned everybody during the meeting, during our brainstorm jam session meeting, that my internet was being all types of weirded out and I'd get kicked, and that's what happened. So I have some footage to edit. Oh my goodness, though. I'm still dining on what you said. Look at that! She went Super Saiyan, she got more tits.
But it was on screen. It's documented.
I mean, okay, so
I'm making it up. I was factually watching it happen before my eyes.
Wait, so when you go Super Saiyan, you know how to turn yellow. Is your pubic hair also?
I would assume since all hair,
yeah.
with the exception of possible Nappa, because we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know what base Nappa hair was.
That's what I want to see. Nappa come back, Super Saiyan Nappa, like his head just becomes shinier.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be the eyebrows. He's going to just start looking like one of those old Shaolin Kung Fu movie monks. It's just going to extend out and just start flowing upward with spikes.
Oh my goodness gracious, that shit is great. Oh, so okay, who do you think has the best is the best waifu in
Okay,
Dragon Ball?
I mean, it's different categories because I mean, I think Bulma is the best wife for most stuff, purely because money, smart. Without her, we wouldn't have Dragon Radar to find the Dragon Balls.
She's pretty chill. She's a fighter pilot, technically.
Yeah, I mean, her
Good
voice,
with the Galaxy Police.
I mean,
the only downsides with her is like she puts herself in danger. You see how Vegeta had to like step up when she was treating Beerus that way. Like that's the problem with her. Like she's gonna get you in a fight.
So I mean, yeah, because I mean, like overall, if you wanted to rank it, like Bulma's gonna be at the top for all things, unless you're like, I want to be able to box with my waifu. That's really the only thing that would move her out of the spot, because she's not going to just box with you. But outside of that, like, even if you make her mad, she usually calms down pretty quickly. She's stubborn about it, but she will if she realizes, like, oh, okay, I was wrong in the situation. She'll do it. That doesn't necessarily happen with Chi-Chi.
No, Chi-Chi.
You eventually just wear Chi-Chi down.
Chi-Chi's just always been kind of normal and like there's always just yelling at you. Like great mother who's gonna take care of her stuff on there, but she's always gonna yell at you. So like
I don't know. See,
I'll only be like if hopefully that anger translates to greater sex. Maybe get some more points on the board.
That's the other thing you raise a good point. See, Chi-Chi will defend her kids too, so you know she can go mad niggerish. But so with that being said, like,
but that doesn't mean it won't go against you.
Right.
Just because you the daddy don't mean she ain't gonna do it.
Definitely. And the thing is, like, everyone in her orbit is on her side. So it's kind of like,
And if
yeah.
they're not, they're usually trying to leave the vicinity while they're not on her side.
and she will
So
dominate
it puts a very... Your situation is very tense all the time.
Okay, because look at how everyone else interacts with Chi-Chi. Krillin knows. Roshi knows. They know, like, they don't want to be around her when she's going to move. Like, they all know.
Piccolo sees the shit that goes down in that household from a distance, and he stays at the distance that he is at.
Yeah, when she was all like, Goku, you learn how to drive. Piccolo's like laughing. She's like, the fuck you laughing at, bitch? You're learning too.
Because he was too close to the house. He got noticed.
Like, honestly,
usually over there by the fucking tree where you got to be full outside and being like, oh, Piccolo's on my property. That day, you want to be by the window where they can blatantly see your ass.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you know, purposely Goku did not teach her how to read energy signals because she did not want her finding him.
As we just put how she can be, are you gonna tell me that if you were in a public location and Shawanda had an issue with you and somebody randomly walked by, you think Shawanda ain't gonna go back, hey, talk to this dude right here? You think she's gonna snatch the first person who is in the vicinity to bring into the mess that they didn't even know was happening?
Yeah.
So you have
that's why with Chi-Chi, so that's what, I would say 18 or Lapis. She was the hottest one. Still jealous of her Krillin pulling that. I mean, Krillin landing launch in Marin.
I only moved down 18 because I don't understand the schematics. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, you could probably do some Karma Sutra with her.
You don't have enough work trying to figure out regular woman.
We could definitely do Karma Sutra with her, like the chair position.
Well, you have this interesting dilemma between like Bulma and Chi-Chi. See, Bulma, she's seen her scraps of action, but over time she just became like for instance in Dragon Ball Superheroes, she's hunting the Dragon Balls just to like make her look younger. In fact, she hires Jiro's grandson after everything was said and done, to basically be her personal plastic surgeon, essentially. And then, you have this woman, she's concerned about her looks, but then you got Chi-Chi. She's a scrapper, but at the same time, she will talk down to you, but at the same time, you know the sex is just gonna be amazing. But with Bulma, you're financially taken care of. So you have this weird, 18. That's a different story. But I will still say Krillin is untouchable because he fucks her. When Krillin saved her from getting thrown out during the Tournament of Power, she gave him that look like she was going to just tear his clothes off and fuck him raw and proper. But anyway, so you have the two queen bees, Bulma, Chi-Chi. Both are very different, but both are quite capable in their own way. It's just that one will throw money at it, and the other will just beat your fucking ass.
I mean, to be fair, Bulma can build gun.
Chi-Chi is gun.
Yeah, but also Chi-Chi is gun that can backfire on you.
Bulma can backfire on you too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Robert just called Bulma can backfire too, but so it's just.
But the thing about Bulma though, she won't
conflict of Chi-Chi possibly just decimating.
Well, with Chi-Chi will do it more. Chi-Chi will do it more. Bulma does it more when Chi-Chi's around, like Chi-Chi's influencing the attitude, like whenever they get together.
Then that further enforces that Bulma's not that bad. Chi-Chi is the bad influence.
Yeah.
That's clearly proving that Bulma's the superior choice, because if Chi-Chi's in the vicinity, then Bulma loses prey.
Well, Bulma definitely learned from Chi-Chi how to keep a Saiyan in line, because he keeps Vegeta in line sometimes.
I feel like that had more to do with Vegeta realizes there's no more Saiyan women, and Saiyan women were the only ones that would be willing to talk shit. And so he was just aghast for a brief.
Well, is it just that, or is it that he saw Gohan and mixing the race of half one made him more powerful, and so he thought he could get more powerful with Trunks?
It ain't that, because he ain't treat Trunks like shit.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It wasn't until well later that he's like, my lineage. No. In the beginning, he's just, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, he only cared when there was Goten around that he can fight another rivalry with Kakarot, direct.
So it's like, no, it's not the same thing. It's that fiery temper that Saiyan women probably had, that not all Earth women display. But when they do, it reminds them of that. So then they're like, okay, that's the one. That one's
with Kale?
Yeah, that's the one.
Or no, that Kale, cauliflower. With cauliflower?
Although Goku's is different because it was a whole fighting tournament thing, and technically Chi-Chi fell in love with Goku because I'm not sure Goku understands what love is, but he understands he has a family and they care about him.
Yes.
But in the sense of the feelings of developed love for Chi-Chi, no, those aren't balanced.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Those are.
Yeah. Goku got lucky.
Well, Goku cares about her a lot. But that is not the same feeling between
the
two.
Goku got lucky. He didn't do shit. He got her locked down that shit young, and she just became infatuated with him.
Yeah, because that's why I'm like, because Bulma and Vegeta actually have love.
Yes.
100% love. No matter how chaotic they look, that is actual affection between each other. Mm-hmm. But Goku and Chi-Chi are like that married couple that that are just together because they've been married together for so long that if they separate, they don't even know what the fuck would go on anymore. So they're just still together. They're not really bad. They're not against each other. It's just they don't know what to do if they weren't together.
And then I would put, I don't know, Videl. Videl's not that bad.
Okay,
I mean,
let's get something clear about Videl. Okay, she does not love Gohan. She just fucked him to get that Super Saiyan money. That is just it. That's it. Wait,
Super Saiyan money. She has Hercule money.
I don't even think it's that. I think it was the brain.
The brain?
Look at their group of friends. It was the brain.
It was the brain, and then she was initially infatuated because he did that golden hair before he did Saiyaman shit.
True.
Like,
True.
yeah, and she was a mystery, and then she liked the martial arts aspect.
There was
And
a
then
lot
he
of
probably
things
fell
leading
more in
up
love
to
with him.
it. And then it kind of progresses up to almost what Chi-Chi went through. Because eventually when she started getting more into the martial arts, then it was kind of the infatuation of the same way Chi-Chi was. It's like, oh, I can fight with them. I can be over here. I can do that. And that's kind of what roped her in. But in the very beginning, yeah, no, it had to be brains. There was nothing. She didn't think he was athletic. Mm-mm. He didn't dress showing anything off. Mm-hmm. She wasn't like, oh my God, he's so handsome. That didn't happen. So it had to be like, oh, them scores are nice though. Them scores real good. He gonna be successful.
Also, she might be slightly addicted to danger too. She's out there with cops and guns as a high school teenager. Like, I want to go fight.
See, that's what I'm telling you. She was out there trying to box, so she wants the home taken care of. She saw Gohan, saw those grades, and be like, we good. We locked in if I have him there. Mm-hmm. I can go do whatever. We locked in. My dad has money. We're good. That was
right.
And
you would, I would say Pan takes more after Videl, or at least the Pan from GT, like her personality.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
No,
Pan
trust
from
me.
GT is you could totally see the version of GT's Pan being Videl's child. You'd be like, yeah, no, she was teaching her how to do that shit at the first moment she could.
In superheroes,
flying, all that shit.
In the superheroes movie, no. That is Pan. That is Pan and a half. Let me put it to you this way: Piccolo was dressed as one of the Red Ribbon Army people, and he and this other dude were sent to actually kidnap Pan. Pan kicked that dude's ass. And she's all, and Piccolo's like, wait. She's like, what? I know it's you, Piccolo, Master Piccolo. We're like, oh, you do? Yeah, I read your aura. Like, no, Pan in superheroes got so much done in just such a short movie. That is Pan.
Well, because like I've been saying for all the time, Pan was the Gohan everyone wanted.
Yeah, but also it's because the good reason because it's because of how the kids are. The kids don't know all the context of everything. So they're not going to sit here and listen to the villain monologue. They don't care why they're there. They're just like, hey, they blew up my stuff. Fuck them. And then they go to handle. You show up with a gun. Okay, they clearly don't live here. Fuck them. And they go beat them the fuck up. Whereas, like, Goku, you could shoot at Goku a bit. He'll dodge bullets or catch them. And then he'll talk to you for a bit. And then you can throw a grenade.